Welcome to the Environmental Health Learn to Earn program, a transformative initiative by Actuate Biomedicine. This program is designed to tackle the pressing environmental challenges faced by communities, especially in Kenya. Our 8-week program combines 2 physical classes and 6 online classes, offered every 2 months. We educate and empower participants by incentivizing their active involvement with Actuate tokens. Our diverse group includes university students and global environmental health community members, creating a dynamic and inclusive learning environment. Communities worldwide face severe issues such as pollution, inadequate access to clean water, and a lack of environmental awareness. These problems lead to pollution from industrial emissions and improper waste disposal, lack of safe drinking water, causing waterborne diseases like cholera and dysentery, unsustainable practices and habitat destruction due to insufficient environmental consciousness. Our program aims to address these issues through 4 main goals: educating participants on the importance of environmental health, building a cohesive global community of environmental activists, promoting sustainable practices at individual, family, and community levels, facilitating practical engagement through activities like tree planting. For individuals, particularly mothers and fathers, environmental health is crucial. It ensures clean air, safe water, and healthy living conditions, essential for maternal health and child development. Families benefit from cleaner surroundings that reduce disease incidence and promote healthier living conditions. A healthy environment supports better pregnancy outcomes and child development. Communities experience improved quality of life and reduced healthcare costs through sustainable practices. Engaging in environmental health fosters collective responsibility and sustainable living. At a national level, a healthy environment supports economic growth by minimizing healthcare expenses and increasing productivity. Eco-health practices strengthen national resilience, ensuring food security and biodiversity preservation. The Environmental Health Learn to Earn program by Actuate Biomedicine is more than just education. It's a movement. By promoting sustainable practices and a comprehensive understanding of environmental issues, we create a ripple effect of positive change, leading to healthier individuals, families, communities, and nations. Join us in fostering a sustainable future. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Environmental Health Learn to Earn program, a transformative initiative by Actuate Biomedicine. This program is designed to tackle the pressing environmental challenges faced by communities, especially in Kenya. Our 8-week program combines 2 physical classes and 6 online classes, offered every 2 months. We educate and empower participants by incentivizing their active involvement with Actuate tokens. Our diverse group includes university students and global environmental health community members, creating a dynamic and inclusive learning environment. Communities worldwide face severe issues such as pollution, inadequate access to clean water, and a lack of environmental awareness. These problems lead to pollution from industrial emissions and improper waste disposal, lack of safe drinking water, causing waterborne diseases like cholera and dysentery, unsustainable practices and habitat destruction due to insufficient environmental consciousness. Our program aims to address these issues through 4 main goals: educating participants on the importance of environmental health, building a cohesive global community of environmental activists, promoting sustainable practices at individual, family, and community levels, facilitating practical engagement through activities like tree planting. For individuals, particularly mothers and fathers, environmental health is crucial. It ensures clean air, safe water, and healthy living conditions, essential for maternal health and child development. Families benefit from cleaner surroundings that reduce disease incidence and promote healthier living conditions. A healthy environment supports better pregnancy outcomes and child development. Communities experience improved quality of life and reduced healthcare costs through sustainable practices. Engaging in environmental health fosters collective responsibility and sustainable living. At a national level, a healthy environment supports economic growth by minimizing healthcare expenses and increasing productivity. Eco-health practices strengthen national resilience, ensuring food security and biodiversity preservation. The Environmental Health Learn to Earn program by Actuate Biomedicine is more than just education. It's a movement. By promoting sustainable practices and a comprehensive understanding of environmental issues, we create a ripple effect of positive change, leading to healthier individuals, families, communities, and nations. Join us in fostering a sustainable future. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Environmental Health Learn to Earn program, a transformative initiative by Actuate Biomedicine. This program is designed to tackle the pressing environmental challenges faced by communities, especially in Kenya. Our 8-week program combines 2 physical classes and 6 online classes, offered every 2 months. We educate and empower participants by incentivizing their active involvement with Actuate tokens. Our diverse group includes university students and global environmental health community members, creating a dynamic and inclusive learning environment. Communities worldwide face severe issues such as pollution, inadequate access to clean water, and a lack of environmental awareness. These problems lead to pollution from industrial emissions and improper waste disposal, lack of safe drinking water, causing waterborne diseases like cholera and dysentery, unsustainable practices and habitat destruction due to insufficient environmental consciousness. Our program aims to address these issues through 4 main goals: educating participants on the importance of environmental health, building a cohesive global community of environmental activists, promoting sustainable practices at individual, family, and community levels, facilitating practical engagement through activities like tree planting. For individuals, particularly mothers and fathers, environmental health is crucial. It ensures clean air, safe water, and healthy living conditions, essential for maternal health and child development. Families benefit from cleaner surroundings that reduce disease incidence and promote healthier living conditions. A healthy environment supports better pregnancy outcomes and child development. Communities experience improved quality of life and reduced healthcare costs through sustainable practices. Engaging in environmental health fosters collective responsibility and sustainable living. At a national level, a healthy environment supports economic growth by minimizing healthcare expenses and increasing productivity. Eco-health practices strengthen national resilience, ensuring food security and biodiversity preservation. The Environmental Health Learn to Earn program by Actuate Biomedicine is more than just education. It's a movement. By promoting sustainable practices and a comprehensive understanding of environmental issues, we create a ripple effect of positive change, leading to healthier individuals, families, communities, and nations. Join us in fostering a sustainable future. Together, we can make a difference. Welcome to the Environmental Health Learn to Earn program, a transformative initiative by Actuate Biomedicine. This program is designed to tackle the pressing environmental challenges faced by communities, especially in Kenya. Our 8-week program combines 2 physical classes and 6 online classes, offered every 2 months. We educate and empower participants by incentivizing their active involvement with Actuate tokens. Our diverse group includes university students and global environmental health community members, creating a dynamic and inclusive learning environment. Communities worldwide face severe issues such as pollution, inadequate access to clean water, and a lack of environmental awareness. These problems lead to pollution from industrial emissions and improper waste disposal, lack of safe drinking water, causing waterborne diseases like cholera and dysentery, unsustainable practices and habitat destruction due to insufficient environmental consciousness. Our program aims to address these issues through 4 main goals: educating participants.
Hello everyone, let's get started. Hello, Bika.
Hello.
Yes, hi. How are you? Let's get started.
Hi. Okay. Um, so welcome to our ninth session of our second cohort of the Environmental Health Learn to Earn program, in which we are still on the unpacking of quadratic funding, its mechanics, its application, and its successful case studies. So today we shall be having a presentation by Ronald Anthony, in which he will be taking us through successful case studies that have applied in quadratic funding for environmental health projects. He will, and then after that, we shall be having insights and commentaries by our CEO, Dr. Macharia, followed by an interactive session in which we are opening the floor for questions from anyone regarding the topic or any of our previous topics as well. And then after that, we shall be having summit announcements by Augustine, in which we'll be getting further updates on our upcoming December summit. After that, we shall be following by filling out the attendance form for our Learn to Earn program, which shall be used for token allocation, as this is a Learn to Earn program. So as we start off, I would like to welcome Ronald to start off his presentation. Welcome, Ronald.
Hello everyone, I'm Ronald and welcome to our today's session. Case studies of successful quadratic funding environmental projects in Kenya. Today, we delve into the transformative impact of quadratic funding, the QF, on environmental projects in Kenya. Quadratic funding, a novel approach to rescue allocation, leverages community engagement and broad-based support to maximize funding efficiency and effectiveness. Kenya, with its rich biodiversity and diversity ecosystems, faces significant environmental challenges from deforestation and wildlife poaching to water scarcity and resilience on traditional biomass fuels. Addressing these issues requires innovative funding mechanisms that not only mobilize resources but also empower initiatives but also empower local communities to be active participants in the solution. In this presentation, we will explore 4 successful quadratic funding-based environmental projects in Kenya. 1, cleaning energy for rural communities, providing sustainable energy solutions to enhance health and economic outcomes. 2, community-based water conservation, addressing water scarcity through innovative conservation techniques. 3, reforestation and agroforestry, promoting sustainable agriculture and forest restoration. The fourth, which is wildlife conservation and anti-poaching initiatives, protecting endangered species and foresting ecotourism. This project is driven by dedicated proponents ranging from local and governmental organizations, governmental agencies, and international organizations, exemplifies the potential of the quadratic fund to foster community-driven environmental stewardship and sustainable development. Join us as we uncover the successes and learning from these initiatives, highlighting the critical role of quadratic funding in advancing environmental sustainability in Kenya. Quadratic funding, the QF, has been utilized in various environmental projects globally, including in Kenya, to effectively allocate resources and encourage community-driven initiatives. Here are some successful case studies of quadratic funding environmental projects in Kenya. The first, the cleaning energy for rural communities. Project overview. These initiatives aim to provide clean and affordable energy solutions to rural communities in Kenya. The project focused on installing solar panels and clean cookstoves to reduce reliance and traditional biomass fuels. Proponents, Kenya Climate Innovation Center, the KCIC, an organization focused on promoting clean technology innovations through funding, capacity building, and policy advocacy. Sunny Money, a social enterprise that distributes solar lights and solar home systems to rural households in Kenya. The GVEP International, New Energy for Impact, an non-governmental organization that supports energy entrepreneurs in developing countries to build sustainable businesses. The impact, significant reduction in carbon emissions, improved health outcomes due to decreased indoor air pollution, enhanced economic activities as households save money previously spent on conventional fuels. Role of the quadratic funding. It works in aggregating small donations from a broad base of supporters, matching these with large contributions from institutional donors, thereby maximizing the overall funding pool. This democratic approach ensured that projects with genuine community support receive adequate funding. The second is the community-based water conservation. Project overview. Aimed at addressing water scarcity in semi-arid regions, these projects focus on rainwater harvesting, the construction of small dams, and the restoration of local water bodies. The proponents. Water Resources Management Authority, the WRMA, a government agency responsible for the regulation and management of water resources in Kenya. Kenya Water Towers Agency, the KWTA, an organization dedicated to the conservation and sustainable management of water towers in Kenya. The Umande Trust, a right-based organization that promotes the adoption of sustainable water and sanitation solutions in urban and rural areas. The impact. It improves water availability for agriculture and domestic use. It also enhances the reliance of community to drought conditions. It also restores local ecosystems and biodiversity. The role of quadratic funds. The QF model allowed for the community to vote on specific water conservation measures that best suited their needs. The match funding mechanism ensured that well-supported projects received sufficient backing to be implemented successfully. Third, the restoration and agroforestry. Project overview. This project targeted deforested areas, promoting tree planting and agroforestry practices among local farmers to enhance soil fertility, combat erosion, and improve biodiversity. Proponents, the Green Belt Movement, headed by Wangari Maathai, this non-governmental organization focuses on environmental conservation through tree planting and community empowerment. The Kenya Forestry Research Institute, the KEFRI, a governmental organization that conducts research in forestry and allied natural resources. Farm Africa, an international governmental organization that works with farmers to promote sustainable agricultural practices and reforestation efforts. The impact increases forest cover and carbon sequestration, enhance agricultural products and soil health, to also boost local livelihoods through sustainable farming practices. Role of quadratic funds. The QF enables the aggregation of funds from local international donors, with projects gaining more community support, receiving higher funding matches. This incentivizes local participation and ensures the sustainability of reforestation efforts. So, wild conservation and anti-poaching initiatives. Project overview. Focus on protecting endangered species and reducing human-wildlife conflict. This project supported anti-poaching patrols, community education, and the development of ecotourism. Proponents, Kenya Wildlife Service, the KWS, a state corporation responsible for the protection and conservation of wildlife in Kenya. The David Frederick Wildlife Trust, an organization dedicated to the rescue and rehabilitation of orphaned elephants and other wildlife species. Northern Rangelands Trust, the NRT, a community-led conservation organization that supports wildlife protection and sustainable livelihood in northern Kenya. The impact is the reduction in poaching incidents. This increased awareness and involvement of local communities that in wildlife conservation. Growth in ecosystem, providing alternative livelihoods for communities. Role of the quadratic funding, the QF facilitated the channeling of funds to grassroots conservation groups that had strong community backing. The matched funding model ensured that well-supported initiatives had the financial resources to make a significant impact. In conclusion, the innovative application of quadratic funding has shown tremendous potential in driving environmental sustainable and community engagement in Kenya. Through the 4 cases studied we've explored today, it is evident that the quadratic fund not only optimizes resources allocation, but also amplifies the voices and efforts of local communities. Clean energy for rural communities has eliminated homes and lives, significantly reducing carbon emissions and improving health outcomes. Community-based water conservation has empowered community to tackle water scarcity, ensuring sustainable access to this vital resource. Reforestation and agroforestry initiatives have rejuvenated landscapes, enhancing biodiversity and agricultural productivity, which supporting local livelihoods. Wildlife conservation and anti-poaching initiatives have safeguarded Kenya's precious wildlife, fostering a harmonious coexistence between humans and nature and promoting ecotourism. These projects highlight the importance of collaboration among government agencies and governmental organizations, social enterprises, and local communities. By leveraging the quadratic fund model, we can ensure that projects with genuine community support receive the necessary funding to make a lasting impact. Community involvement. The quadratic funding project in Kenya has showed the involving community in decision making leads to more sustainable and impact outcomes. Resource optimization. The match funding mechanism optimizes resource allocation, ensuring that projects with the most community support receive the necessary funding. Diverse funding resources. Quadratic funding effectively combines small donations with larger institutional funds, increasing the overall funding pool and enabling the implementation of larger and more ambitious projects. These case studies demonstrate the potential of quadratic funding to drive positive environmental change by leveraging community support and optimizing resource allocation in Kenya. As we move forward, it is crucial to continue exploring and implementing innovative funding mechanisms like quadratic funding to address environmental challenges. By doing so, we can foster sustainable development, protecting our natural heritage, and enhance the quality of life for all Kenyans. Thank you for your attention and participation. Together, let's continue to support and scale these impactfulness initiatives, ensuring a greener and more sustainable future for Kenya and beyond. Thank you all, and that's the end of my presentation.
Thank you, Anthony. That was a wonderful presentation. And now I would like to, as everyone thinks of a question that they may wish to ask, I would like to welcome our CEO, Dr. Macharia, to give some few feedbacks and commentaries on this topic. Welcome, Dr. Macharia.
So thank you so much, Becca. And thank you so much, Mr. Ronald Anthony. I was almost saying that this is the Irishman, Ronald Anthony. All right, Mr. Ronald, thank you. You gave us a list of organizations that doing, working in the environment. And what I would like to say, let us invite all these organizations to the summit. because that's beautiful. So Ron and Anthony, you share that list with Becca, then you work together to get all those people to come to the summit, either as exhibitors so they can actually showcase their work, or even as speakers, I think in a workshop, in an environment health workshop. So quadratic funding gives us a new way of understanding sustainability. You see, in traditional finance or traditional economics, when human beings increase, nature decreases or nature suffers. You have got the environment, this environmental degradation. So when you have increase in human population, then you have environmental degradation. So it looks like the increase of human activities results in environmental destruction. See, in the traditional finance system, because it is based on old mathematics, which is a zero-sum game. You know, zero-sum game means that if I win, you lose. That's called zero sums. If you win, I lose. So there's no somebody has to win in order for somebody else to gain. That is zero sums. So in that zero sums game, we have limits to growth, where we have increase of growth of human population causes limits in the growth of the environment. In fact, the environment goes the opposite direction. So you could say that there is complete mismatch between human population and human activity and environmental conservation or preservation, and or let's say sustainability. So it looks like the ratio the sustainability ratio, you could say that sustainability is equals to human divided by nature. It's a divisional ratio. It is not additive, it's divisional. And why was it that way? Why was it? Can you believe that? First of all, think about that question. Why is it that when human activity increases, environment degenerates? Anyone has any answer to that question? Yes? Well, you know, this is mathematics, as we have talked about before. It's all the mathematics. It's the mathematics of equilibrium. Remember, we have said that economics, the mathematics of economics, or this, or what people call economic science, which is not science, given to us, explained to us by Smith in 1776. Adam Smith, 1776, in his book, The Wealth of Nations, gave us the economic theory, which has now developed into the demand side economics, which we rely upon today. That for you to gain something, I have to lose something. And say, for example, for Anthony to get something, Becca has to lose it. But Becca cannot have the same thing as Anthony has at the same time. And there has to be that code we call fair exchange. So that is in old mathematics, and then they rely on balance sheets and say the balance sheet has to balance. So that's the economic of scarcity, and you can see economics, the whole science of economics is built on the theory of scarcity, such that when something is scarce, its price increases. Yes, and when something is abundant, its price goes down to zero. For example, because we have air, which is available for all of us, the price of air is zero. We don't buy oxygen to breathe it. And water also doesn't cost much money until we start getting shortage of water. And so water price becomes expensive because of water shortages. But these things are artificial, they are not real. The scarcity is an artificial construct which lies upon the mathematics of equilibrium, which is the mathematics of Adam Smith economics. So equilibrium, and that's a problem right there. So, of course, because of that problem, people are always they're almost fighting with the environment. So it's a fight between humans and the environment. And now who is going to win? And that's because it was old math. Let me tell you why that thing is happening. Is because in that old math, money or finance is centralized. Money is in the hands of a few people. So the rest of us, the rest of everybody else has to do extraordinary things just to get money, just to get by, just to make a living. Like they have to go there and cut down trees, they burn charcoal, they do what? Just to get energy or just to get water. Because money comes from as we said, particularly for our environment projects, it comes from institutional donors. So all these organizations that you've heard today get their funding from institutional donors. I mean, a donor is just one person providing money so that other people may benefit. So that it is from one to many. And that is what now makes this problem of sustainability very complicated. Because when you have human to environment ratio, human divided by environment is the ratio for sustainability, like human over environment. The more the human increase, the more human activities, even if you put money from one donor to the environment. Now look at this, human is on the top, is a numerator, and then you have the denominator is environment, because the human is sitting on environment. So we put money, somebody comes from outside and puts money on the environment. So you're trying to increase the intensity of the environment, and then you haven't involved the humans. The humans themselves are not involved. Although they're in the equation of sustainability, this traditional funding model bypasses humans. Humans, let's say the stakeholders on the environment itself, for which you're trying to conserve. So humans are not involved because there was no technology for getting those humans involved until quadratic funding came along. Quadratic funding is many to many. Many humans sponsoring projects to serve many humans. Many humans contributing money to fund projects for many humans. And of course, you can see that the environment itself, nature itself, contains many humans, going to support many humans. But the individual human beings were not involved in funding. And that's the tragedy, which is called the tragedy of the common. Tragedy of the commons, where environment was not sustainable because we are overlooking the very humans for which we want to support in the traditional system. And so the quadratic funding gives us a completely new way of introducing humans into the equation. So traditional finance, we had institutional donors funding environment projects. We say institutional donors or philanthropists, but there are no humans. There's no humans. It's traditional donors donating to the environment program. But the humans who are involved in this, let's say local people, say for example, in Marsabit, local people in Moyale, local people in Nyeri, are not involved at all. They don't even come into the equation. And that absence of the equation is what has made those things unsustainable. Nature is very clever, more clever than all of us. Nature balances itself all on its own. So long as the things that we are doing to balance the nature includes the nature and the human beings together. But you cannot include one factor and exclude the other and hope to get balance. So the balance of nature to humans is only achieved through quadratic funding made possible by the blockchain technology. That's what I want to say. And as you can now see, that is new economics, the economic of disequilibrium. It has nothing to do with the equilibrium of Adam Smith. It has nothing to do with the zero-sum game, because it's based on a new science, the new science of disorder, the new science of information. The new science of information, which is called entropy, relies upon its basis on the second law of thermodynamics, which is entropy. So you see that. Now, if you wonder why all these conservation systems, people have put them for the longest time, and they were not making a difference, like local people don't even notice what's going on, because local people are actually not involved. They don't participate because the traditional funding model does not allow them to participate in the zero sums game type of financing model. But today, with quadratic funding, local people participate. And we have said this again and again. How local people participate is by getting tokens. Tokens are not expensive. Tokens can even be distributed for free, what you do in airdrops. So the blockchain economy, which is on decentralized finance, makes that possible. First of all, to mint tokens, like Actuate tokens, which can be used to be, be allocated to or distributed to local people for the exchange of participation at a fair price, like 30 shillings. And so local people are participating actively in funding their own nature, their own environment where they live, funding nature. And that's where you get, by local people contributing actual tokens into a project, local people, now you have the human element getting included into environment conservation. Whereas before that, there was no human element incorporated into environment conservation. That is what is powerful. And see, when quadratic funding, when continue working, we're going to have participation of human beings, because quadratic funding is able to activate. Let's use the name of the actual token itself. Quadratic funding is going to activate every single human to be a key stakeholder in environmental conservation, whether it's for energy production, as you say, distributed energy to solar. You know, it's like solar, sun shines on everybody. There's no way in the world that sun shines for only the institutional donors and it doesn't shine on other human beings. No, you can see nature is very democratic. So if the sun shines for everybody, why is it that we want to only allow a few people to donate the money? So the same way the sun shines on everybody, token economics allows everybody to participate in conserving the environment, even through production of energy from the sunshine itself. Same thing, water rains on everyone. It's not because somebody is marginalized that the rain does not fall upon that person. If it is raining that day, it's gonna rain on the institutional donor, as it's gonna rain on the person walking on the road out there, on the path. See, even somebody looking after his goats out there, they still receive the rainfall just like everybody else. So all the raindrops. So what we are saying is that nature is impersonal. It does not discriminate. Okay, nature is entropic. Nature is random. Nature is disequilibrium. That it doesn't. Nature is not about zero sums. It's not about if it rains on me, it cannot rain on you. You see how zero sums economics of Adam Smith is totally misguided. Because it is raining in my shamba, it doesn't mean it's not going to rain on Barbara's shamba. So when it rains for all of us. See, even when the sun shines, it doesn't shine in somebody's plot, because that's the one who has, private property. So it can shine, the sun can shine on his, because the one who paid more money, so that others don't get. So this idea of zero sums mathematics came to become very detrimental and very destructive. You can see all the trouble it has caused in this world, including wars, people fighting as if we don't have enough resources for everybody, for all of us. Now, quadratic funding should make that problem, even people fighting for what's called limited resources. That should make it go away. But you see, there are people who still do not understand that. But now, to cut the long story short, is that quadratic funding helps us now to include humans into the equation of sustainability. That instead of it being that for human to increase, then the environment has to degenerate. No, because if the increase of human is coupled with regeneration of the environment, I mean regeneration, because you can now couple both of them, because the humans are in the environment as the environment is in humans, so long as we have something to tie them together. When you can tie humans to the environment, then both of them are going to be working together and they live happily ever after. And that can only happen using the economic of disequilibrium, is entropy, with a token. The token itself is the one that does that. Okay, so quadratic funding becomes the means of sustainability and becomes possible because of things like Actuate tokens. So now you can see now going forward over the next, next decade or so, beginning with the last quarter of this year, we want to find novel mechanism of funding energy, distributed energy production, funding water production, like what you just talked about, water harvesting, funding reforestation, tree planting, and every tree gets represented on the blockchain, and also funding wildlife conservation, that every lion in the jungle gets represented by a token. So there's a token for every lion out up there in the, and I think this is why we want all these guys to come into the summit and we can have a very great conversation. Not only do we have every lion having a bunch of tokens which are being traded on say PancakeSwap or Uniswap, but even every elephant and every gazelle, every cheetah, and every hummingbird. So we're talking about everything, every tree. And see, when you talk about trees, we are getting a good forest cover and a huge carbon sink to drink out all this carbon dioxide in the environment. That is possible because of the new economic of disorder, where there's no zero-sum game, economics of win-win instead of win-lose economics. No zero sums here. It is win-win, where 1 is equals to 1, not where 1 is equals to 0. All right, back to you, Linda.
Thank you, Dr. Macharia, for those very informative and insightful words and insights. And right now we are opening the floor for anyone who has any questions to please ask. You can use the chat box, or you can also unmute yourself and ask a question if you're able to. But as we wait for those questions to be asked, Augustine had previously excused himself. He said he's having power issues. So I would like to welcome Diana, please. If you have any latest summit announcements, please let the members know as well. Hello, Diana. Hello, Diana.
Lots of people having power problems recently. Power outages.
Yes.
Very common. So,
hello, Linda.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Okay, am I audible enough?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. So I'm going to take you through Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit announcement. So Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit is going to take place at Kenyatta University from 3rd to 6th December. And you guys can come either as an attendee, a speaker, sponsor, or as an exhibitor. And if you want to come as an attendee, there's a certain fee that you're going to pay if you go to our website, actuate.bio. Also, the speakers list, if you want to become a speaker, can go to our website, register as a speaker. Then also, you can also come to the summit and get a chance to do poster competition. So if you go to the website, you're going to find guidelines for poster competition, where you'll be required to submit your presentation, and your poster must be about your innovation on the use of blockchain, decentralized finance. You'll read the guidelines. Then remember, the winners of the poster competition will receive grants, and also they'll get a chance to present their work at Actuate Summit in Boston coming next year, 2025. And for the speakers, sorry, not speakers, for the sponsor, right now we are working on bringing in sponsors and exhibitors to the summit, because our list of speakers is, let me say, is almost full, but still can get a chance to come and register as a speaker. So the first package for the sponsor is known as title sponsor. So this sponsor gets to attend the summit by paying $100,000. Then we have a diamond sponsor who pays $10,000. Then we have a platinum sponsor who pays $7,500. Then we have a gold sponsor who pays $5,000. Then silver sponsor, $3,000. Then the bronze sponsor who gets to pay the least amount of money, $1,000. So the sponsors, we have got varieties of benefit for the sponsor, depending on which type of a sponsor will come to the summit. So like you guys can go to those organizations working there, tell them about the summit, the benefit that they will get if they get to attend the summit coming this December. You can also go to the website, Google, search for those blockchain company or any other big company that can come to the summit and sponsor the summit. So also remember, if you get to bring in a sponsor, remember you'll get to receive the 5% commission of fee, depending on which type of a sponsor that you'll bring to the summit. And also when it comes to the exhibitor, remember the exhibitor booth fee is $1,000. So if you go to our website, you'll find details regarding the exhibitor, the reason why you should exhibit. There's also benefit for the exhibitor. So you can come early and secure your spot, where you get to pay exhibitor booth fee, $1,000. Yeah, so let me say right now, as a team, we're working on finding those sponsors. Like we've been contacting a lot of companies. One of them, let me say, different people have been contacting different companies. Let me say one of them is Selo Foundation. We also have, let me say, we have also been contacting Safaricom, Ethereum. So you guys also, you should do the same so that you can make a summit memorable. And I don't have much on my side. Maybe I can invite Dr. Masharia to give us more details about the summit, some that maybe I've forgotten to tell you guys. Yeah, back to you, Linda.
Okay, now can you hear me? I don't know. Diana, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, I muted myself, but okay. Now this summit is very, very good. Already we have a list of speakers which is completed full. You could say that but we can still accommodate more because we are going to do workshops. One of the workshops we are going to have at the summit is for environmental health. And so if there's going to be a workshop on environmental health, which is about this faucet, what you're talking about today, we're going to have a full workshop on environment. And I think because environment is very big, it's broad spectrum, we want to have 4 days of workshop on environmental health. Now, this gives you a big opportunity to participate in that, in the summit through environmental health program. One way you can participate is by creating a poster presentation. Now, when you go to the website, you're going to see the specifications for the poster. And as Diana has said, we're going to have a poster competition. In that poster competition, what are we going to do? We're going to have winners, and winners will be winners because they will even manage to come to Boston. This is not a false promise like what Mr. Ruto is saying. He's getting 450,000 jobs out there. Out where, what kind of jobs are those? No, we are talking about top science. Boston is top science. So if you get to win in that poster competition, you come to Boston and get to network with high science people. And so, high science people at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and, Harvard University, University of Massachusetts, Boston University, Boston College. Beautiful. Same with the Museum of Arts, the Museum of Science, the aquarium. So that should entice you to create a poster that is, bone rocking poster to show people about what you have learned about environment. And so, of course, then you have to make sure you're following line by line, point by point, so that you can make a compelling message of how we are going to save the environment in the new economics. Okay, first of all, you want to make sure that in that poster, you explain to people about this new economics, the economic of disequilibrium, where the humans and animals and the environment, let's say human and nature, are together, unlike the old economics, where when the humans increase, nature decreases. So it's regenerative nature. Nature regeneration is if the human population increase at the same time. So they are not zero sums. So you want to make a poster like that responds to the summit itself. Remember the summit, the theme is how we can use blockchain and decentralized finance for global health and human development. So in terms of inviting sponsors and exhibitors, that is quite easy for you because the summit right now is quite popular. It's becoming extremely attractive because of the list of speakers who have signed up to speak. These are very high, you could say, highly influential people. Phone call. Professional. What's MGH calling? I don't know. When is today? I don't know. MGH is calling me. Yes. Second, tell them I'll call them back. Slide to answer. Hello. Yeah, man, I was calling. All right, give me your name, I'll call you back. Yeah. Who is this? What's your name? Hi. Can you tell me who she's coming? What her name is? Okay, so yes. So we were talking about the summit has become quite popular, and it's very attractive. So it's not very difficult for you now to tell anyone. So if for this for the environment health workshop, so you want to take that list that you were given today by Donut, create your own list also. Every single one of those organizations that Donut has talked to us about today should be at that summit. Okay, Number one, to participate in the workshop. Number two, to come in as an exhibitor. That's how easy it is. So if you have a list of organizations like that, it's quite easy for you to go and talk to them. And if you talk to them nicely and they agree to come in as a sponsor or exhibitor, you earn a commission. That's what we are talking about. So you begin winning. That's what we're talking about, win-win. This in full embracement of the new economics. That is an economics of sort of where everybody participates to win. So that's what I'm saying. So it's not complicated anymore. That the summit is very easy to complete to communicate with people out there. Because let me tell you, people come to the summit to find out because of who else is in the summit. Now, as far as who else in the summit, we have very high profile professionals who are in the summit. If you have always wanted to meet professionals, then that's the place to come. And you have friends who are looking to connect with other high profile professionals in environmental health, because that's what you're talking about today. Then the summit is good for them. So tell them we're going to have a 4-day workshop, full days workshops that are on the side, so that people can have intensive networking and even understanding how we're going to use this economy of disorder to make human and nature become completely balanced. We see that humans is equals to nature. Not when humans are up, nature is zero. No, it's when humans and nature are together. Okay, well, that's all I would like to add about the summit.
Thank you very much, Doc and Diana, for summit updates. As they have both said, this will be an amazing opportunity to showcase your work and to also network with like-minded individuals. So anyone who would like to participate in any of the manners that has been said, you can register on our website, actuate.bio. So I would like to emphasize on today's topic. I don't see any questions, so I would like to emphasize on today's topic and its importance of us going through these case studies. So the understanding case studies of successful quadratic funding projects is very crucial, as they offer detailed insights into best practices. This will allow new projects to adopt proven strategies and reduce the risk of failure. So these case studies that have been presented serve as a powerful source of inspiration and motivation for stakeholders, demonstrating the tangible impact and effectiveness of quadratic funding initiatives. So, which can attract participation and support from the community and also investors. They also provide evidence-based advocacy, showcasing real-world outcomes, and can help secure funding support and policy changes. So therefore, analyzing these success stories also offers problem-solving insights, enabling new projects to anticipate challenges and develop proactive strategies. Additionally, sharing documented successes builds credibility for quadratic funding as a funding mechanism, fostering trust among potential funders and participants. Highlighting the importance of collaboration, these case studies can encourage partnerships and cooperative efforts towards common environmental goals. They also provide benchmarks for measuring progress and impacts, fostering continuous learning and innovation. And lastly, this was also help us understand what works best, allowing for better resource allocation, ensuring that funds, time, and efforts are directed towards strategies with the highest potential for positive environmental impact. So thank you all for joining us once more, and join us again next week as we have a special guest who will be taking us through sustainable energy. Our speaker for that day, our tutor for that day, will be a professor from Kenyatta University, and he will take us through sustainable energy. So stay tuned for that for next Monday. I would like to thank everybody else for coming And now I shall be sharing our attendance form in the chats, and I shall give 5 minutes for it to be filled out as we conclude the meeting. So thank you, and the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.